Do you love silly stories for kids? Why not consider joining our family? You can even get a very special message from one of your favourite Silly Stories for Kids characters. Head over to the website to find out more. It's your support that helps us to continue to make exciting stories and more crazy content.
Did somebody say crazy?
Oh, Pimpin, no. Pimpin! One day, 3 little kids named Elisha, Lucy, and Micah were all sitting in their lounge room. Now they were trying to find something to do, and their parents were in a different room. "Let's see if there's anything fun in the cupboards," said Elisha. "Good idea." So they started digging through the cupboards to see what they could find. "What is this?" said Micah, as he pulled out some kind of console with old controllers. "Oh, I don't know," said Lucy. "Do you think it'll work on our TV?" said Elisha. I don't know," said Micah. "Let's try." So the kids grabbed the console and started trying to plug it in. They found and unwound the cables, and then they plugged each one into the TV. Once it was all plugged in, Micah pressed the big button on the front. "I think this is how you turn it on," he said. "Nah, you got to put in a cartridge first," said Lucy. "Where's the cartridges?" said Elisha. They started looking through the cupboard and they found one. "What game is it?" said Lucy. "I don't know," said Micah. It's blank." "Oh, okay. Well, it's the only one that we could find, so quick, pop it in." So they put the cartridge inside the console, and then they pressed the on button. Boom, boom. "That's a weird noise," said Elisha. All of a sudden, on the screen came up some words. "Are you ready to play a game?" "Sure," said Micah. "How do we press the..." Oh, it changed. A new screen popped up, and all of a sudden on the screen they could see 3 little kids. There was an older boy, then a girl, and then another little boy. "Hey, that kind of looks like us," said Micah. As he talked, the smallest boy looked towards the others and seemed to be talking. "Whoa," said Lucy. "That really looks like us." "That's a bit strange," said Elisha. As they were all looking at each other, the characters on the screen were looking at each other as well. "Well, how do we play?" "Well, I guess we use these controllers." They looked at the controllers that were on the ground in front of them and they each picked one up. What button do we press?" I think this one on the end," said Micah. "All right, let's all push it," said Elisha. And on the count of 3, all the kids pushed the button. Something very strange happened. All of a sudden, the controllers hit the ground, but the kids were no longer in their lounge room. "What just happened?" said Elisha as he looked around. "Whoa, Lucy, you're... "We're inside the game," said Elisha. "How did that even happen?" said Micah. I have no idea," said Lucy, "but this is very strange. We don't even know what game this is." They looked around. They were in some kind of strange jungle land. I guess we start following the path," said Micah. They started walking along the path and heading until it opened up into a big open area. And there were dinosaurs everywhere. "Whoa, I think it's some kind of dinosaur game," said Elisha. "Definitely," said Micah. "What do you think we're meant to do?" Maybe we should try talking to one of the dinosaurs," said Lucy. Okay. So the 3 kids went over to one of the dinosaurs. "Excuse me," they said to a big stegosaurus.
"Hello," said the stegosaurus. "What are you kids doing in here? We haven't seen any game players in a very long time."
Have you had people in here before?"
"Yes, there was a man here a long time ago. He said he was going to come back, but he never did."
"Oh, okay. Well, how do we play the game?"
"You get to decide,"
said the dinosaur. "Really?" said Micah.
"Really."
"So, if I just think about riding a dinosaur..." As he said it, all of a sudden, a saddle appeared on the back of a velociraptor just next to him. Does that mean I get to ride him?"
"Of course,"
said the dinosaur. "Yippee," said Micah as he jumped on the velociraptor, who started running around as quickly as possible. "Whoa, that's so cool," said Elisha. Ooh, can I ride on a pterodactyl?" he said. Just then, a pterodactyl came swooping out of the sky and picked him up, and they started flying around through the sky. "This is amazing," said Lucy. "But don't video games normally have bad guys that you have to defeat?"
"Oh, shouldn't have said that,"
said the stegosaurus. As she said it, all of a sudden, a bunch of ninjas came flying down out of the sky and landed in a big circle around Lucy, Micah, and Elisha. "What do we do?" said Micah. There was this game that Dad used to play where they use cool karate moves to be able to beat each other. Let's try that." "Oh, okay," said Lucy. All the kids took their karate stances, and as they did, their clothes changed. No longer were they in their jungle exploring clothes. "I'm wearing a karate costume," said Micah. "It's called a gi," said Elisha. "Oh, sorry." The kids stood and prepared, and the ninjas started to attack. They came flying from all directions with zooming kicks and spinning throws, and they were coming at the kids with all their force. Micah tried his first karate chop, and as he did, patwang! He smacked one of the ninjas straight out of the sky. He went flying through the air and got stuck in a tree. "It's working," said Micah. "Hooray," said Elisha, as he did a roundhouse kick and booted one of the ninjas way up into the sky. He landed on top of one of the backs of the pterodactyls and it flew off into the distance. "Yippee," said Lucy, as she went into a crazy karate rage. She started zooming around where all the ninjas were and was kicking and flipping and doing cartwheels and spins and backflips and blasting special bursts out of her fists, and they were getting exploded left, right and center. They were zooming around and falling to the ground. "That's amazing," said Micah. "That's the best." As all the ninjas got defeated, the kids cheered and did a massive high five. As they did, an explosion of power blasted into the air. "Whoa, look at that light," said Elisha. "What other types of video games are there?" "Oh, there was this really cool one called NBA Hang Time." As Elisha said it, all of a sudden a basketball court appeared in front of them and two funny-looking monsters started dribbling towards them with a ball. They were bouncing and spinning. Elisha ducked under and stole the ball off the first one. Then he threw it up in the air. "Do a double dunk," he called. Micah flipped into the air, did 7 somersaults, caught the ball, was about to dunk it, and then lobbed it up. While he was waiting, Lucy had done a bunch of spins and grabbed the ball and slammed it through the net. As it went through, the net and the basketball caught on fire. "Whoa!" said the kids as the flaming basketball was zooming around through the sky. As the ball landed, the basketball court disappeared and the kids were standing in the middle of an open area. The ground started to shift and change, and it looked like ramps were appearing all around them. Then 3 skateboards came rolling up straight towards the kids. "Who was thinking of this?" "That was me," said Lucy. "I wanted to play some skateboarding." "Yeah," said the boys. They all rolled off straight into the newly formed skate park. They were zooming off ramps and grinding down rails. They were doing kickflips and backflips and all kinds of tricks. They zoomed through the sky. It was the most amazing fun they had ever had. While they were skating around doing their tricks, they found secret prizes and all kinds of things. "This is the best!" As they rolled, their skateboards kept getting better and their wheels kept changing and their clothes kept getting cooler. "This is so much fun!" They landed their skateboards right at the base of a helicopter. "What is this?" Should we go for a fly?" said Micah. "Definitely," said Lucy. "Definitely," said Elisha. So the 3 kids jumped in the helicopter and they took off. As they were flying around the sky, somebody came in over the radio.
"We have a fire in Sector 7. Fire in Sector 7.
"Where's Sector 7? said Lucy. The map says it's this way," said Elisha. "Let's go." The kids started heading off in the direction that they had been told, and as they approached, they saw a giant fire that was burning in the middle of a field. "What do we do?" I think we need to put out the fire," said Elisha. "Okay, how do we do that?" They looked at the side of the helicopter, and there, mounted on turrets, were 2 water cannons. "I think you hit it with the water cannons." "I'll fly," said Elisha. "You 2 try and blast the fire." "Okay," said the kids. So Elisha started flying circles around the big fire, and Lucy and Micah used their water cannons to blast and blast and blast. In no time at all, the fire had been completely extinguished, and the kids zoomed back down to the ground. People started coming out from everywhere, cheering and celebrating. "High score! High score!" said a man. "You are the winner! You are the winner!" said another. Please enter name. Please enter name, said another person. They kept glitching and crashing into walls. What's going on, said Micah. I think this game's a little bit old, said Lucy. It's still fun though, said Micah. Definitely. As they were standing, all of a sudden something strange happened. Micah's arm started moving. What are you doing, Micah, said Elisha. I can't help it, he said. He started running around in circles. What's going on? I don't know. For some reason, I can't control what I'm doing. He kept jumping and bumping his head on things. Ow! How do we stop this? He said. They looked around and realised they could see the back of the TV screen. And as they looked out, there was their dad. He'd picked up one of the controllers and he was controlling Micah on the screen. What? Elisha started trying to yell. Dad! Dad! He yelled. As he yelled, his dad put down the controller. Oh, thank goodness, said Elisha. Oh, thanks, said Micah. But then he picked up a different controller and started controlling Elisha. Stop, said Elisha, as he was running around doing backflips and couldn't control a thing. Lucy was laughing and laughing and laughing until her dad swapped controllers again. He picked up the one that was controlling her and made her start doing cartwheels around in a circle over and over and over again. Oh my goodness, he's taking control. All of a sudden, their dad had 3 controllers in front of him and was randomly pressing all the buttons. The kids were jumping and flipping and blasting and doing all kinds of tricks. They couldn't control anything. They started crashing into each other and bumping into trees and getting tangled up in everything around them. Please make it stop! All of a sudden, their dad came very, very close to the screen and he said, Did you kids play my game without asking? Maybe, called Elisha. I think so, said Micah. We did, said Lucy. It's fun, isn't it? He said. It was until you took control, said Elisha. All right, you 3, time to hop out. Their dad reached forward and pressed the eject button on the console. As he did, the kids came blasting back out the TV screen and landed back in the lounge room. That is the coolest game ever, said Elisha. Yeah, said Micah, it's so much fun. Dad, said Lucy. Yeah, he said. Were you the boy that came and played this game a long time ago? I was, he said. Wow, why didn't you come back? Well, I couldn't find the cartridge. Where did you kids find it? Oh, it was wedged in the back of the cabinet here. Oh, thanks so much, he said. As they were talking, their mum walked in. Hey, what are you all talking about? Well, said their dad, I don't think you'd believe us, even if we told you. And that is the end of the story.
This episode is brought to you by Chaos Consoles. Create your own game that will never be the same. Jump in and do all kinds of crazy things. If you can think it, you can play it. We hope that you've been enjoying the silly stories for kids. Don't forget to leave a review wherever you find your podcasts. It really helps us continue to grow. This has been us at the Chaos Console Company. And from me, Sam. We'll see you soon.